Go.
Where?
Go.
Hi, Wendy.
Yeah, hi, Wendy, who runs the wiki and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, it's apparently session 15 of us fumbling in the jungle. And, yeah, I don't know. I guess let's get into a recap. So, last time, the session started with the Giralon fight. And that was a thing. Lucius only got partly squished. And, yeah, let's see. So after that, after finally getting the long rest that you guys were going for the whole time, you salvaged some boats from the shore of Camp Righteous and began making your way down the River Soshin Star back toward Port Nyanzaru. You traveled for a day or so before stopping and making camp, or at least in the process of making camp, stumbling into an ambush at the hands of an army of Zorbos. Evil, magic-draining panda bear creatures, the most formidable of which was almost impossible to hit for you guys. But, yeah, you made it through. Though some of you may have sustained some permanent damage to your armor. Yeah. So, we pick things up after that. Realistically, I've rolled for encounters and like the first round of navigation checks and stuff. And so really you guys have like 3 days of uninterrupted travel down the river.
Wow.
And moving at the steady, faster pace that the clear river provides you. You have made it all the way to here.
Wow.
Yeah. So is there anything... Yeah. So you guys would have gotten more than enough long rests in to fully restore, any spells, hit dice, all of that stuff. But is there anything in the meantime that you guys would have been doing, working on, talking about? I don't just want to take 3 days away from you, so.
I don't think so.
Okay. Cool. So, probably around... Well, yeah, probably the end of the third day of travel. As once again, you kind of have set up camp. It's not one of those situations where you stumble into something and and immediately there's an ambush of angry Kevins or something. Everyone is all cozy and asleep in camp. Except for, I don't know. Let's roll for whoever's watch it is. So
I'm not rolling.
I will roll a d4. You guys remind me what the order of watches is for the party?
I'm the last one.
I think I was first.
Second.
I only need 4 hours of meditation,
Yeah. Okay.
so I don't remember, but it's probably after 4 hours.
So 3.
Yeah, that'll work. Okay. So, Lucius, make a perception check.
Perception, you say?
I think
Yeah.
I'm on first watch with Lucia, unless we're just dividing it by 6.
Sure. Go ahead and make a roll.
Okay. I feel like I was on but
Yeah, I think
Dragon?
you were.
Yeah, Dragon Bait is with Fig.
Yeah, I remember that because they were commiserating about snakes.
I hate snakes so.
Yeah.
I think on the trip, actually, Fib starts like a good amount of it is just her telling how much she hates snakes and practicing skinning snakes and thinking of how she can kill snakes. And I think eventually it does come on to the subject of her kinks. So she talks about that a little bit with you
Of
guys.
course.
Dragonbait's body, which is actually made of 1,000 snakes, just wriggles uncomfortably.
Dragon bait also hates snakes.
Yeah, I mean, at the discussion of snakes, you smell ham.
He loves ham.
He just feels ham a lot, okay?
John, baked, no matter what, it's good.
Ham is an emotional state.
Why is a long sword not finesse? That's dumb.
'Cause it's a big, heavy sword that can weigh as much as a bicycle.
Fine, I guess I'll get a rapier.
It's better anyway.
No, it's not.
It is, I'll fight you.
It's only 1d8. A long sword can be 2d8. It's only a pound heavy. And it's cheaper.
Okay, but just get two-handed fighting and get 2 rapiers, and it's 2d8, you're good.
Okay, I'll
Aha.
just get two-handed fighting.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the thing I can just buy.
Yep.
So, yeah.
We're gonna be 4 soon, come on.
So this is what you guys bicker about, like, types of weapons. What's better? 3 days of this and hearing about Fib's kinks.
Fib is unusually talkative.
Yeah, well, Fib has had an unsettling day. Usually she's the one, like, creeping things out, but this adventure, she's been creeped out a lot.
I feel like also the more Fib talks about her kinks, the more you smell ham.
Wait, does that mean Dragonbait is into it?
I don't know, what does ham mean?
Can he talk? He can't even talk to us, can he?
Nope.
He can talk
Never
and
talk
smells.
to us.
Well, he smelt ham when you talked about snakes.
Oh no.
I think ham means agreement.
Ham means like anything though, he always smells like ham. Ham just means like, I'm listening.
No!
Maybe our noses just aren't sensitive enough to sense the nuances in his language.
Yeah, I mean, like, does he smell like honey baked ham or like lunch meat? Or, it's very different.
Well, Fib doesn't really care if you guys... She's not really thinking of that. She's just like, I should make conversation. Because she's, she wants to be nice and normal. And she knows normal people make small talk. So this is her small talk.
So she just talks and talks. And talks.
And she thinks it's pretty... She's like, you know what? I'm doing pretty good of passing for a normal person right now. And she's really proud of herself.
Well, that's good.
I mean, I talk with Fib.
Okay, Fib asks you what your kinks are. How old is she?
Like,
She sounds like 16.
She, like, pauses. Wait, are
I'm
you legal?
18.
yeah. I can't remember.
Fib does like a quick calculation in her head and then realizes she has absolutely no idea what a good age would be for your species. Oh wait, you're like an elf though, right? You're like a different kind of elf, or is it something entirely different?
I think it's something entirely different.
Okay, yeah, she
Genasi
realizes.
is like an elemental being.
Yeah.
Okay, I couldn't remember if it was like a water elf essentially.
No.
No, there are sea elves. She's not one of those.
Alright, so Fib does a quick calculation in her head and realizes she has no idea how old it would be for it to be appropriate, so she just goes with it. Kitty lost her mouse again.
What a silly kitty.
She is.
It's a good thing you have more.
I know. All the mice for her.
But yeah, so conversations happen. I don't know if Sirenny has any kinks that she wants to share, but
Yeah, what kinks did she share with me?
I don't think she shares any.
Oh. Alright. Fib is a little miffed at that. You won't open up to her.
She says she doesn't know.
Oh, okay, that's fine. Fib is like, do you want to figure it out?
Well, not while traveling in the jungle.
Mm-hmm. It's a good idea. And she just turns to someone else and starts talking to them.
Okay.
She finally realizes she may have tried.
All right. So, yeah, that nice little vignette helping us segue into, maybe maybe it was so traumatic that either Lucius or Scorn is like having a flashback to it, and then is jarred back to the present reality of the situation, sitting in camp, keeping watch, and I think so. Scorn, you notice there's a hint of
Ham.
yes, ham. No, there's a hint of movement. It almost looks like a shadow, kind of sweeping across the trunk of one of the nearby trees. There's no sound to accompany it, just kind of a darker area of your vision that kind of just sweeps around.
So I say to Lucius, you see that? And I light up a produce flame in my hand.
Okay.
So, is this nighttime? Because I don't think Scorn can actually see very well.
I mean, either way, with disadvantage, he still rolled better than you did.
Right, well...
So he would still be the one to see it.
Right, I'm just saying, when he says that, I'll take a closer look
Okay.
in that direction.
All right. So, I mean, probably simultaneously, as the light is flashing into being, and you're kind of focusing in on whatever it is that he's pointing out to you. Yeah, Lucius, you focus on the tree, kind of across the makeshift camp, and you do see movement of sorts, but it's not entirely uniform. And as your eyes focus in on all of what's going on there, you very quickly begin to pick out that this isn't like a shadow or a singular being, but thousands and thousands of ants.
Oh, what are you doing to Becca?
I don't like this already.
Skittering across and around the trunk of the tree.
Fib douses herself.
In
You
gasoline.
don't know yet.
Although
I know.
a little fireball did just appear in your friend's hand, so you probably did get snapped out of your trance.
Well, that's right, because I'm not actually sleeping.
Are they openly, like, coming at us, or are they just kind of swarming around this tree?
More the latter.
Okay.
Either way, they need to die.
I will look to Scorn and I'll say, can you talk to them? Is that a thing you can do? I don't even know what you can do. Like, talk to.
Yes, I should be able to speak to them. Yeah, I'm gonna do a speak with animals.
Okay.
So, Jesus is gonna be hard because ants are like a hive mind, but I want to talk
Oh.
to Dean if she's available.
Nope.
I don't even know how this would sound. Like,
She is out of the office.
am I just like, I don't know, like.
Yeah, sure. It's like probably a bunch of like clicks and
Oh,
yeah.
It's
just
horrible.
unsettling clacking noises coming out of Scorn's mouth. Yeah.
I'm not even Becca, and I hate it.
I mean,
I'm just
yeah.
enjoying it. I've heard plenty worse.
Ew.
How are you enjoying
Yeah.
thousands of ants coming towards you? Like,
No, they're not coming towards us. They're swarming around a tree. And I'm just
Yeah.
enjoying
In Becca's
the
mind,
a tree that's
ants are always
approaching us.
good.
Like,
The tree is approaching you.
tree
That's news to me.
What?
I mean, like, okay, are they just going around in circles on the tree, or are they, like, they're coming towards us on the tree, right?
It's so basically they're going tangential to you, kind of just going around the tree that happens to be on the edge of your campsite.
Oh, so they are actually moving. They're not just swarming on a tree. They're swarming like.
No, it's a uniform movement, but you know, then obviously when you focus in, you can see, oh, hey, this is a bunch of little things, and these little things are ants.
Gotcha, but they're all moving in one direction.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a terrible.
They're a
position.
band.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
They get out their little guitars, their little drums.
All right. Well, I just want to say to the, where are you going?
Kind of in unison, they all clack back in
And
what is barely. Well, let's see. You wouldn't understand, would you? So, yeah, you don't actually. Or are you doing speak with animals? Or I'm sorry.
Yeah, I casted the spell.
Okay.
to
Yes.
the
Cool. So yeah, we'll say that you are able to hear the chorus of ants responding to you. And yeah, I think they say they just say, "We watch, we listen."
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, good luck. And I say to Lucius, I think they are just patrolling territory, guarding their home. But I will ask more. They say they watch and listen, so that's why I think they just searching for food, perhaps.
That's a lot of ants to search for food, though, isn't it?
that's because they can just run over anything they find and strip it bare. That's a thing. Like, they do
Yeah,
that.
it's a thing.
I know. It's just, this is hilarious because we're getting like ant horror facts mixed in with like the actual game. Okay, so I say to them, where are you traveling to new home? You search for food, or you
Let's
guard nest?
They say, "We watch, we listen, we tell."
Who do you tell?
No answer.
Or you tell other human? Still no answer.
Still no answer.
Alright, I say to Lucius that I am concerned they may have been sent here to spy. Perhaps someone has control over them and is using them as scouts.
Well, do you have something that you could wipe them out with? A fireball or anything?
Just this, and I have my produce flame still in my hand. Not very big fireball.
Yeah, perhaps we should rouse the group.
How much area do they cover?
Let's see. So this tree, the visible face of it at least, is probably, we'll say, 20 square feet
Wow.
of all ants.
Oh, Yeah, maybe we should wake everyone
That's
else.
too many ants.
Yeah, I'm gonna start waking people up.
Okay, so at this point, Thorv, you are kind of in this state between asleep and awake, as you have been mildly disturbed by kind of still distant sounding muttering that is your party members interacting. But there's also a kind of skin crawly sensation about your body.
No.
That's unpleasant.
And so I would imagine, well, how do you respond to a crawling sensation all over your body?
Start brushing it off, trying to see if I can figure out what it is.
Okay. So, yeah, you kind of snap out of it as soon as you realize, oh, okay, what's going on? And you open your eyes, and we'll say, moving things at the speed of plot, this is the part where,
We roll initiative.
no. The party looks over and sees from their own vantage point what I'm about to describe to Thorv, which is, as soon as you open your eyes, you see hunched over you a gaunt, almost malnourished looking humanoid form smeared with plants and mud, and resting in the two sunken eye sockets. There are not exposed eyes, but rather greenish brown tarnished coins resting in each of them. There is a twisted smile on the vaguely feminine face, and through the teeth and the nostrils, and from behind the coins and out of the ears, crawl streams of ants.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Who are you and how did you get here?
Do not like.
The thing just holds the smile and quickly grabs 3 or 4 little hairs from your beard, tugs them out,
Okay, great.
and just kind of cackles under its breath. And begins to seemingly fade out of any physical presence.
I'm going to create and destroy water and dump a bunch of water on her to make her let go of the. I dumped 10 gallons of water on her head.
I'm gonna wash that bitch.
Yeah, as soon as she starts reaching for my beard, I'd cast
Okay,
Fireball
so-
as well.
So yes, we in that instance, then, as she is doing that, we'll say we'll roll initiative there, and we'll see if you guys are able to kind of interfere with this process. So, let's see. I guess.
I mean,
let's
that's
just-
a decent chunk of water to just.
It is. So, everybody, go ahead and just roll initiative from your character sheets. I don't think we'll really. Oh, my goodness!
I think I'm last.
boy.
Oh, not very good for
You
me. either.
Ungo. Okay, let's see.
But I did say what I was gonna do before
You-
she disappeared.
It's true, but I think we're probably gonna go from like the point where she tries to like snatch a hair from your beard.
Well, then I might change what I'm gonna do. Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, that's fine. So
Okay.
we'll yeah. Okay. So let's see here. Let's get this all sorted out. Whisper, yeah. Okay. And do. Okay.
Well, it is out of the way
Wow.
now.
Our initiative is really small.
Is really what?
It's not good.
Mine's
Okay, so Scorn, you turn and you see this thing hunched over your dwarven friend,
Yeah.
and it like just begins reaching to pluck a few hairs from his beard.
So I'm going to. Do I have time to run closer?
Yeah, well, we'll say that you have a whole turn.
Okay, so I'm gonna run right up to Thorv.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna try to thunder wave this thing right off. Of him.
Okay.
So. Actually, yeah, we'll just do
Okay.
Is it a DC 11?
13.
Oh, 13. Oh, I just read the 11. I am blind.
Okay.
Put your glasses on.
Okay.
I'm hoping
Much
to also
better.
clear out a bunch of ants from the general area.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness, gross.
Ooh, yeah. All right. So it passes the save, but it's still gonna take a little bit of damage. So there's like this burst of energy as you try and blast the thing away. We'll say that you're able to kind of aim it so that it just passes like right, kind of above Thorf.
Okay.
But yeah, and you watch this thing kind of like it has to like put down one hand, sort of brace itself against the blast, but it does stand its ground.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
All right. So then next, we have Groilmod.
This thing weird. Here, this should help. I tap Thorv on the back and cast protection from evil and good on him.
Okay. Cool. All right. So yeah, Thorv, you feel this kind of reassuring energy wash over you, and yeah, there is actually like the creepy smile on the thing's face sort of turns from a smile to a frown, and it sort of grimaces at the mere presence of whatever this is that is now kind of enveloping you. Yeah. Anything else from Gromad?
That'll do it.
Okay. So then it is the creature's turn. So I think, yeah, it's gonna grab the hair from your beard.
I'm gonna cast shield.
Okay. So yeah, let's see how this goes. So, point of order. Since you are asleep, you're probably not wearing your armor.
Probably not.
So, I mean, you do get the bonus from shield. So your AC, we're gonna have to like actually calculate it this time, is so it's a base of 10.
You get +1 for my fighting style, and then +5 for the shield.
Plus
Okay.
you get 1 for dex as well. For every dex.
Yeah, if you have a positive dex mod. Well, what is your dex mod? I guess we'll go there.
0.
Okay.
0. Don't even worry about it. Okay. So, like, reaches out with these long, nasty-looking clawed fingers, and let's see. That is a 27.
Jesus.
Ah.
Crap.
Not trying to do damage to you though, so it just rips out like a small fistful of hairs, and kind of like begins. Let's see, what cool things can I do? I suppose you actually watch as it seems to like poof. But you see the
That's with disadvantage. I got 27.
what's the disadvantage?
Oh, I thought it was from the good and evil. Never mind. I hadn't read that completely. That didn't do me any good.
Okay, so it's actually a straight roll because you are. It would have advantage from you being prone. It would have disadvantage
Oh, okay.
from the protection from evil and good because that does affect it. But it was the first roll anyway, so yeah, not doing damage though. Plucks the hair, and it kind of like turns to a thin mist, and you watch the mist quickly drift over in one direction out into the woods, and kind of recollect itself, recompose this figure that then begins running off through the jungle. And then it is Fib's turn.
How far away is it?
Probably about 60 feet.
Oh, okay. Shoot, I'm sitting down. Get up. Jump up real fast. I really want to see if this will work, so I'm gonna do it. I
Go for
poof, poof, teleport closer to it, and it's
Okay.
30 feet.
Yep.
15. I'm gonna try to cast Charm Person on it, because I really want to see if it works.
Okay.
And it's 13.
Okay. Attempt to charm a humanoid you can see within range. Okay. Alright. So let's see what happens. You cover a ton of ground, and you're like almost right up on this thing and watching it flee through the woods. You reach out and cast your spell, and you do not feel it take hold.
Okay, like it couldn't, or it made the save.
Make an Arcana check.
Okay, I think my Arcana. Ooh,
Yeah, you get the impression that this is not the type of creature that would be affected by that sort of thing.
aw, I was gonna have a creepy ant friend. I mean, an aunt friend.
Maybe it's an ant aunt. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's still in the process of bolting off through the woods. We then move on to Lucius.
So you said it's about 60 feet away, right?
Yep.
Alright, well, I would assume I'm kind of sitting next to, Scorn. So, Scorn would look over and just see Lucius also turn to a mist. And I'm gonna Misty Step closer to it, and appear in a standing position rather than sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to move, I'm gonna get right up in its grill. And I would like to try to grapple it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make that check, you big, strong beast of a tiefling, you.
Yes. What is it? It's athletics?
Yes, for you it's athletics, and for this creature... Okay. Okay, big rolls. Big rolls. Let's see what we got here. Big rolls. Surprisingly strong this one is. So, let's see. Guess we'll do this. I mean, it succeeds. Like the thing escapes, but not by much.
That works. I'm still up in its grill, right?
Yeah. It doesn't gain any ground by succeeding in not getting grabbed, but
All right.
yeah.
Can I pull out a dagger?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can do that.
So I will do that, and
Mhm.
that'll end my turn.
Cool. All right. So then we get to Thorv. You are now a few chin hairs lighter. What are you doing?
I guess I'll stand up.
Okay.
And how far is it? 60 feet?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have anything that's anywhere near that far. And I can't run that fast.
Just scream after her like a true dwarf.
Yep, pretty much. Run as far as I can, screaming.
Nice.
And I'll
Okay.
throw my dagger at her when I get as close as I can.
Ah, yeah, okay. That's the thing you can do. I think with disadvantage, right? Because it's
Yeah, 2060.
yep. All right, yeah. You throw the dagger, and it's a little bit off course. Like catches a branch and kind of gets knocked, almost back towards you. But no harm, no foul, I suppose. All right. So then, finally, we get to Cyrene.
I don't like this, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
cast Guiding Bolt on her.
Okay. Do the thing.
That
Let's see.
is radiant damage. By the way.
Radiant damage. Okay. So it definitely hits. And so, like, just whizzing by the rest of the group, we see probably the camera, like, tracks the beam as it shoots out from Cyrene's hand and kind of weaves through the jungle, tracking its target and eventually hitting it. At which point the thing lights up. It exudes this divine light for a moment, and yeah, I mean, it definitely seems to take damage. There's kind of like an under breath, like ah! And yeah, kind of throws it off balance for a second, but it's still bolting.
I'm gonna head 30 feet towards it also.
Okay. Cool. So then we get back around to the top. Scorn, what are you doing?
So I'm gonna transform into a Deinonychus.
The Dananana.
No.
And I'm just gonna take off.
Okay.
So I go 40 feet closer,
Yeah, you did.
and yeah, I guess I'll dash to catch up to it.
Okay,
Katie
yeah.
is also dashing through the hallway.
Okay, so yeah, now we've got two people right up on this thing. Well, a person and a Dananana. So. I mean, that's the thing for the rest of the campaign, like it or not. So.
Laura, her mouse is in the closet.
Oh my god.
It was
I'm not getting
accidental.
it for her.
It was
It's always-
accidental.
It's often accidental. That still doesn't mean she didn't lose it.
Okay, so, yeah. Scorn runs up, closes on the thing. Then it is Gromod's turn once again.
Well, Gromod is going to cast 100 Mark, and then he's going to
Yes.
go ahead and attack with his longbow.
Indeed. Okay. That's gonna
It
hit.
drops so weirdly. His results are so weird.
God, it was being weird not letting me click.
Oh, it lasts
good.
sometimes.
Now you
Okay,
did
when
17
in doubt,
damage.
when in doubt, we take the first. So,
Not both.
not both.
Okay. Well, that
Once
5
again,
up there was probably the roll, but whatever.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
14 or 13 damage.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So yeah, again, just threading the needle like through the jungle and under the branches and not hitting any of your friends. The arrow just whizzes through the jungle and embeds itself in this thing's back, once again causing it to stumble a little bit. But again, it soldiers on through the woods. Was there anything else on your
I
turn?
will use my full movement to move 30 feet towards it.
Indeed. Okay. Then we get to the thing's turn. And it kind of like stops. And I guess given that Lucius is closest, just again kind of slowly turns, and there's this horrific, like rotten-toothed smile as you see the ants crawling out from every imaginable orifice of its head.
god.
And it just reaches into its tattered cloak and pulls out a little black stone that it clutches in both of its hands, like right under its chin. And with one hand's fingers kind of extended over the stone, it uses the fingers to just kind of wave goodbye as it just fades away.
Okay, bye.
Into mist like it did, or just gone?
Gone.
Like, we don't know where it is now.
Maybe it's invisible, maybe it's in another dimension. Who knows?
Do not like.
Yeah, no.
Do not want.
Are all the
What
ants
was that
still
thing?
there?
Can I? Are we still in initiative? Because I still want to like try to attack that spot.
Absolutely. Feel free. And I think you're up
Just-
next, actually, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just in case it just went invisible.
Sure.
so-
And to answer a question that was posed, the ants do remain.
Oh, what the?
Well, I guess you'll know if it hits or not, though.
Well, okay, the ants that were on it, you would actually... Well, people that aren't right up on it wouldn't notice, so carry on.
Well, I'm like 15 feet away from.
Yeah, that's fair. You have dark vision, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you notice then that the ants that were kind of enveloping its body all kind of just drop down
Oh.
to the ground. So, yeah.
Okay. I still do that to the ants. I kill the ants.
Alright.
And 1 damage to ants is like.
I mean,
that'll
that's pretty
ruin their
hefty.
whole
Like,
life.
yeah. Like,
That's
you
like
could
just-
spread 1 damage across a bunch of ants, and...
That's like if I press a finger very lightly on it, it will die. So
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I mean, this hand like extends, like we've seen before. This creepy, ghostly extension off of Fib's hand, and just like sweeps through the area that the ants are occupying, and they all just like immediately like wither up, and almost turn to dust.
and she spits on them.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this isn't very good.
I'm gonna walk around and start just stomping on all the ants.
Being
Okay.
I got a very good look at it, is this something that I might have seen before, or at least read about?
It is possible. Go ahead and make a history check.
I'm actually pretty good on history.
All right. 23. So I mean, I would say that this isn't necessarily bit for bit the depiction that you might see in a textbook, but some of the same boxes are checked here to suggest that what you are dealing with here might be some variety of hag. Creepy female magic-y thing that seems to have a particular fondness for a magic item in its possession. Probably difficult to say beyond it's probably a hag, given how painted up and unconventional it is in appearance, but almost certainly a hag.
Alright, I would assume Azaka's up at this point too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did she do?
Yeah, stuff.
I'm gonna walk over to Azaka. First of all, I'll walk over to Thorv, and I'll say that I believe was some sort of a hag.
I still have something I want to
Oh,
do.
go for
Okay.
it.
Yeah,
So-
same before actual conversation.
Yeah. Do your stuff. Well, I guess, yeah, Cyrene first, because Scorn already got a turn this round.
I have decided these ants are evil, so I'm
Mhm.
gonna cast Shatter on the center of them on the tree.
Oh, goodness.
So, bang! The tree explodes.
No, it's just a sudden loud ringing noise. Is that gonna destroy the tree?
That's thunder damage.
Yeah, thunder is a noise.
A non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried also takes the damage if it's in
Oh.
the spell's area.
Can I down a giant tree with 14 damage?
I mean, like, it's 14 damage in kind of a large area. So, like, everything in the area is taking that damage. I mean, I picture it as, like, an explosion.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna go with yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm pretty sure a majority of the ants die because I feel like most of them are within, 20 feet. Or-
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. But also, there's, like, a large chunk now missing out of the tree that doesn't look entirely structurally stable. Like, it's still standing for the moment, but it's got, like, a big bite mark out of it now.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't destroy the tree. We can't hear you, Laura.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you do that, Fib jumps back from the tree, seeing as she was like 5 feet in front of it. And she gives you a look that's like alarmed, like, what the? But also it's approving.
I didn't realize you were that close to the tree.
Well, I think
I was
think
close
Fib
enough to spit on them.
Well, wait. Was Fib okay?
No, I
'cause
thought you
there
were with the lady.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought that's what you were doing it to.
Yeah, no. She's talking about like the original tree, like back by the campsite. That the things were that the ants were swarming all over. That kind of kicked off the encounter.
Well, never
Yeah, I'm
mind.
excited about this shatter too and trying to get out of the way after trying to stomp on them.
Well, I mean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Change of plans.
It's all good. Like she's not gonna blow up her friends.
Yeah. But.
Oh, I wasn't implying that. I just thought it would be.
Yeah, but. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that it went off that close to me.
That's fine.
I mean,
But
like,
the ants
if
are
someone,
gone.
if someone walked up to you and just like shot a shotgun right next to you, like, I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that happens, and then as the debris is settling, what did Scorn want to do?
So just as soon as it disappears, since no one's actually tried this yet, I don't think I'm just attacking where it should have been.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Basically,
Laura
so-
did. Yeah, because all the ants fell.
Yeah, I mean, Laura, like, technically attacked the ants that fell presumably off of the thing as it disappeared, but, you know,
okay.
well, yeah, it's fine. Like, you know, you take a swing, maybe just to be sure, or whatever, and, I mean, I'm not gonna make you roll. There's nothing there to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I would have like pounced through the area.
Yeah,
Should've
yeah.
been.
You do your due diligence. You're pretty sure there's nothing there.
All right. Well, then, yeah, that's all I'm doing. I just come back.
Okay. Cool. And so now I suppose we can kind of cut the whole initiative thing. And yeah. So there was stuff that was going to happen.
Yeah. So I will walk up to Thorv and say, we were dealing with a hag. They usually don't take parts of people for good, so we probably should try to hunt that thing down as soon as we can.
Any idea where to begin with that?
And this is where I turn to Azaka, and I say, hey Azaka, do you know of any word of any old hags other than Umbala? Because we're pretty far away from Umbala, and you said you know this area pretty well.
She says there are many stories of old evil beings that live out in the jungles, but none of them with any, well, with enough substance to them to suggest it's a place we should look.
And then I'll just kind of look around at everybody. Does anybody have the ability to track items? Because she had a little pebble in her hand.
Or, his hair.
That too.
Well, we have a bloodhound with us.
At this point, Blue Boy kind of like struts into the middle of the group and goes, "Meh."
Oh,
I'll look over at the Dananana and I'll say, feel like trying to track this thing down?
I guess I'll go ahead and transform back.
Okay.
I say maybe we could just follow a trail of ants.
ugh.
Good point.
Is there a trail of ants still?
Weren't they traveling like in a long line?
Yeah, but we killed all of them.
Not all.
You kill all.
There are significantly fewer ants than there were.
Yeah. I mean, I
Um,
feel like there's probably like a couple left. Like,
Yeah. So a quick look around suggests that they don't seem to be uniformly traveling. They're just kind of skittering about.
They're not listening to their queen. They lost track of the pheromones.
She might be able to teleport long distance and just take control of whatever insects in the area. So they might just have been temporarily under her sway.
still do not trust them.
Can you talk to any of the survivors?
I suppose. I go and start
yeah.
talking to the ants.
Okay.
I ask how they're feeling. Wait, would I still have my?
I think so. I don't think it's been 10 minutes. Isn't it 10 minutes?
Oh, it's 24 hours. Oh no, I'm looking at Animal Friend.
That's an hour.
That hag has the ability to do what Fib always wants to do.
I know that occurred to me. I wasn't gonna say anything.
But yeah, I just go over to any surviving ants and I ask if they. Well, you survive. What happened? Why you act this way? What was controlling you?
Let's see. So it's certainly not as uniform as they respond. Like there are a series of them now, and there's like a bunch of little voices that that kind of get back to you, and they say, "Big Queen." What else? I think that some of them still just say, "Watch, listen." Big Queen. That's really about it. I mean, we are dealing with ant brains.
Right. Yeah. I asked them what kind of music they like to listen.
They don't seem capable of comprehending the concept of music.
They don't say Kevin McLeod.
I mean, everyone in Chult says Kevin McLeod.
They're uncultured. All right. Well. Yeah. Just wait. Can you lead us to Big Queen? Take me to Big Queen.
They answer back with a series of things like "not know where," "can't find," "don't know."
Okay. Yeah, they don't know anything. They don't know where the hag or is. I think they are less her allies and more just her.
Her Stratos.
I don't know. I think perhaps. But anyway, it's really not the ants' fault, so stomping them seems a little misplaced for your anger.
They are just ants, though, and the anger has to go somewhere.
Anger is mostly useless. Emotion leads to many problems.
It leads to suffering.
Yes.
Forgot the step you did.
Yeah, no. I guess. I mean, I would utilize my. Well, I guess I can talk to Blue Boy for a little bit. Blue Boy, how you doing?
Yeah, we never talked to Blue Boy.
I mean, I imagine Scorn does, like, off camera.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I mean, you know, I've probably been comforting Blue Boy on our entire trip down the river.
Hmm.
I mean, I still am transforming if I have an extra one at the end of the day to like spend time with Blue Boy.
Into
Okay.
like his mother.
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, he's a little kind of rattled with the whole suddenly combat and explosions thing.
Mhm.
But yeah, he like, especially I think after the conversation is done, kind of walks up to Scorn as he's sort of accustomed to doing at this point, and since you're still able to like talk, he actually like kind of checks in. Says, "You okay?"
Yes, of course.
Of course, everybody else just hears. "Meh."
Yeah. Now, Goran's also just meh.
Mhm.
It's cute.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I asked him if he's eager to. Or I guess maybe I already kind of know this, but you know, is he eager to get back to his own kind? If he feels safe, that kind of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he really feels pretty safe. Like he's kind of in a flock, an unconventional flock, but you know, he's kind of rolling with it.
Would he be open to letting somebody ride on him when he gets older?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, cool. Maybe we'll keep him.
Oh, now we can keep him.
Like, all
I
right,
wanted
Blue Boy,
to keep him. I was horrible.
what's the 5 to 10 session plan here, buddy? You know, like,
Right. Well, he's agreeing that he likes us. Difference.
Mhm.
Not being
Yeah.
forced to stay with us.
I wasn't gonna force him to stay. Yeah,
Okay.
Fib might have.
Right. Just, I don't know. If he considers us a flock and not like his captor.
Why on earth would we be his captors?
Huh?
How could we be his captors? We saved him.
I don't know. Maybe if we were just. I don't know. Like if we had been like chaining him up or something.
maybe you put the fence there that he hurt his talon on all those sessions ago.
I honestly could not remember how we found him.
Yeah, it was at Camp Righteous. He was like in a little pen.
God, every time someone says Camp Righteous, I think of like Surfer Dude Righteous.
Right, dude.
Just think of Surfer Dude, but the Surfer Dude has a crocodile on his back.
Or is the Croc the surfer?
Ah, yeah. Throw some shades on the on the croc.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah. So yeah, I mean, Blue Boy's pretty comfy with the group. You know, like the first little bit was weird for him. And I think I think you bring up the whole idea of like somebody riding on him, and he kind of like he looks at you, specifically you, like kind of worried, like.
Oh, right.
They kind of like gestures with his little like blade beak thing, more toward like say Thorv, or you know even somebody still on the smaller side, like you know, well Sirene's wearing heavy armor, so probably not her. Maybe like Groilmod.
Thorv.
Yeah.
That's true. He probably actually shows some preference to Groilmod now that I think
Yeah.
about it, because
Yeah,
he's
that's
not like decked out in plate or anything obnoxious like that. He's pretty lightweight.
Gromod's new though.
Next week
He'll
is
work his way up to the dwarf.
auctioning for who gets to ride
Yeah.
Blue Boy.
I don't know if Fib can even ride Blue. She's
Yeah, I
so
think-
tall.
Yeah. Laura, have you ever? This is totally off topic. Have you ever seen the picture of Tavish riding a horse?
No!
It's amazing. Like,
Is it a pony or a horse?
like it's a horse, but it is a very small horse.
Oh,
So-
I want to see it.
Yeah, I need to see if I can find that.
how does a giraffe ride a horse? Find out next time.
Exactly.
Anyway.
Sorry, Wendy. My brother's very tall and
Has an absurdly long neck.
yeah.
Yeah, put that on the wiki, Wendy.
I'm gonna go put my armor back on and mutter about not being ready for battle at any time.
Okay.
You have
Uh,
learned your lesson. Sleep in your
Mhm.
heavy armor now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not going to be very restful, just saying.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if I even
Buy
have
some
one.
medium armor and wear it underneath.
Layers.
You could wear leather armor to bed, I think.
I'm gonna burn alive in this jungle if I'm doing that.
I'm just picturing, like somebody with their arms like stuck out at their sides because they're wearing like 20 layers of clothes, just waddling through the jungle.
I
He's
mean,
a
you can
dwarf,
just
too.
carry it in your pack, like take it off and put it on. Leather pajamas.
This is my sleeping armor. Love it. Okay. Yeah, leather pajamas. Probably a common thing, I would imagine, in Fib's world. Okay. So, those of you who can sleep after what has transpired, do sleep. And, I mean, we'll say, practically speaking, everybody gets a long rest in. So you get all your stuff back. And yeah, so by all accounts, you are about 2 days out from Port Nyanzaru, if you continue at the pace you've been going. So, let's see what happens over those next couple days, shall we?
Yes.
Alright. So, next day, you do the traveling thing, and we'll say maybe it's not at night. Maybe this time it's like, you stop for lunch, kind of midday-ish, and you're just like off, kind of along the eastern bank of the Soshin Star. Everything's kind of just, thrown about here and there. You guys are eating your foraged food, drinking your nice, easily obtained water, living the luxurious adventurer's life. And let's see. So, I mean, I guess this is a valid question. What kind of food are you guys eating? It's not like a, hey, how'd you get this kind of question. It's like, what do you think you guys find out there?
Probably not.
Lizard tails.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delicacy.
Snake?
Fish.
Okay.
Yeah, for by the river, definitely.
Okay. Cool.
Eel?
I made
Do
mine
the fish
taste
have
like
throat
chicken.
leeches too?
We check the fish for throat leeches.
Yeah, no, yeah. You're able to make sure that your food does not have throat leeches. But what were you saying? Was Taylor saying something?
I just said I made mine taste like chicken.
Ah, right. Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah. So yeah, nice little assortment of reptile and fish mostly.
I mean, I'm sure we can find like some berries and fruit. And
Yes.
stuff that are
If
safe.
you want to be the vegan friend, you can certainly do that.
Oh my goodness! I'm sorry, I don't want a diet consisting of only protein, unlike some.
That was I said fruit. That was like the first thing I
Yeah,
said.
it's fine. I'm just. Anyway, yeah. So you're all kind of just relaxing along the side of the river, and probably most of the way through lunch, and probably getting to the point where maybe some scraps have been disposed of, meaning probably like thrown into the woods or what have you. And you hear like a rustling sound over by some of the carved up fish and other stuff that's been kind of cast aside into the woods. And Yeah, a little rustling sound, and you actually hear like it almost sounds like a whispering kind of thing. You just hear like.
What the heck? I mean, I look.
Okay. So yeah, you get up. You know, still probably some food in your hand, and you like peer over the bush that the stuff got thrown behind, and you see standing over this fish, a pretty tiny creature. Let me. Yeah. So. Probably a little shorter than a Groilmod. We'll say somewhere on the order of like 2 feet tall. Kind of just muttering to itself as it picks through the fish. This little humanoid thing with like, you see like a little stick that's been carved into a spear. And these like tattered bits of leaf kind of draped around its frame. The creature itself seems to be made of plant matter. It's got like a grayish, like almost moldy appearance to its skin, and it's just kind of hunched over, like grabbing little bits and pieces of fish, and see if it notices you as you peek over.
It's eating our garbage.
Yeah, it's eating your garbage, basically. Okay. So... yeah, I would say you like, walk over, and as you peek over the bush, it, like, turns, and, like, quickly snatches the spear and just, like, holds it out in your direction, just...
I try to speak Druidic to it. Does it speak Druidic?
Good question. Let's see. So I think...
So you start talking vegan to it.
Okay, so it does not seem to understand, and I mean, it doesn't seem like outwardly hostile, but as you say something to it in your kind of like rumbly scorn voice, it like it already has its spear like pointing at you, but then it kind of like begins to kind of thump it on the ground and begins doing this like almost ritualistic looking dance and begins like chanting at you.
Alright.
All like whispered. It's just like
Oh god.
It's weird.
yeah, it's weird.
I like this guy.
So I'm just gonna cast Goodberry and just gonna try and give him a berry.
Okay. So yeah, you. What was that?
I say, you hungry? One berry.
Okay, he's like in the middle of like puffing his chest out and like thumping it, and he's basically like doing a haka in.
That's what I was picturing. Yeah,
He's doing a what?
the haka. It's like a. Do you know what that is?
I'll find you a video, Laura.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
But yeah,
Some
so
teen thing.
no, it's like a really old teen thing actually.
Yeah. It's like traditional warrior dance, essentially.
Yeah. So kind of like he finishes, you know, like maintains eye contact, thumping the chest and like stomping and like banging the little spear on the ground. And then looks at you, sees you holding out the berry, and it like holds out this kind of long-fingered, moldy-looking hand, and kind of very cautiously takes the berry, like smells it.
And then I eat one of the other berries.
Selfish.
How is that selfish? I'm showing
Could have given him all of them.
I'm showing him that they're safe to eat.
He, like
Mhm.
takes the berry and you watch it. It like gums the berry, like kind of just and you see him like swallow it, and he looks surprised. He looks up at you and like pats his belly.
Yes, and I pat my belly too.
All right. And then like thumps the spear on the ground a couple more times. Then like plants the spear. Both fists thump into the chest, and like opens its arms towards you, and kind of like this. It's an open gesture. Like it's almost like a welcoming. Kind of a combination of like a welcome and a thank you.
Okay. I was picturing like how when a kid wants to be held, and I was like,
No, it's not doing that.
I was really excited.
He's a brave warrior.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I returned the gesture to him,
Okay. And
and then I
Yeah.
call out to Azaka. I'm like, Azaka, what this little thing? I made a new friend.
Zaka comes over and says, well, let's see what she says. Let's see what she knows about these critters. All right. So she says, oh, I have not seen one of these before. I've only heard stories of them. I think this is it's called a vegepygmy. Said to come from somewhere deep in the jungle, beyond the lands that I know.
Strange it'd be so close to Port Nyanzaru.
Very strange. As I said, I've never seen one, and to my knowledge, I've never spoken to one who's actually seen one with their own eyes. So, a strange occurrence today.
What are they?
Vegepygmies.
Can you repeat that?
Vegepygmies.
Okay.
Vegetable pygmies.
Aw. I think they're cute. I can't. I was picturing something. I can't think of what I was thinking. I think I was kind of picturing a Deku shrub.
Oh yeah. Okay.
That's kind of
A
I was
what?
picturing. A Deku shrub from Zelda series.
How you spell that?
It's
DEKU.
DEKU.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty much
Aww.
me. I was picturing like a slightly more humanoid version. Okay, well, now I want to call over Lucius and say, Lucius, can you speak to this critter? This little veggie.
I can't talk to it, but I can understand it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you don't have tongues. That's right.
That's too high of a level yet.
But
But I will cast comprehend languages as soon as he says that.
Okay. And so you cast it, and I mean, I think as of right now, the Vegepygmy, he's like cautiously aware of the rest of you, but you can see there's a respectful air in the way that he interacts with Scorn.
All right. I'll say, well, if he says anything, Scorn, I'll be able to understand him and let you know.
So, okay, let me try a way of communicating. And I go down to the ground and I start drawing. So I draw just one little, really basic stick figure, and I point at him. And then I draw a bunch more little stick figures that look the same. And then I kind of do a hand motion, like with palms out and
Oh,
kinda
like
shrug-
where?
yeah, and shrug my shoulders.
Okay.
I would do a question mark. That's not.
He totally knows the written form of common. What are you talking about? Okay. So yeah, he watches and seems to understand. Kind of like nods. And I think understanding that like the grunts and whispers and hisses haven't really gotten anywhere, just kind of like points. Let's see, probably almost directly south, maybe like a little southwest. And then he kind of like stoops down next to the drawings that you made, and you see him kind of begin. Let's see. So he. Find a thing to describe to you.
Try to indicate that he can speak to Lucius. So I want to just make similar sounds to what he was making, and then point to Lucius.
Okay, so yeah, you do that, and he like first he finishes drawing out what he's got, which is basically like it looks like a large a big like a hole or crater or something, and like through it there's like some water running, you know, like a stream that kind of breaks it up. He like points at this line that runs through it and kind of like does the rain like coming down gesture with his fingers. And then like there are a bunch of like little boxes that he's drawn in all along. Seems to be this water that bisects the crater. And then there's this there's like a crater inside the crater. And inside of that, he like points and then like rubs his hands together and holds them out, almost like he is warming them by a fire. And then he like kind of he looks at Scorn and then like looks over at Lucius, and everybody else hears more of the same, like the you know, that kind of stuff. Lucius, you as the magic kind of translates for you, you hear this like confident "Hail, brave warrior!"
I will bow.
Okay. He doesn't seem to understand it and says, "Brave of you to not watch someone that you've only just recently met."
I'll kind of nod my head, just kind of slowly.
Okay. And he points down at the picture and says, "Do you understand what I have written out for you?"
I'm gonna point to my ears, and then kind of like, you know, kind of nod, and then point to my mouth and shake my head, basically trying to tell him that I can understand, but I can't speak.
Yeah, he nods and says, "I come from a land far down in the jungle. Massive crater between towering mountains. River runs through down into a boiling cauldron of stone. Those who are cast down into it are consumed by the fire."
Alright, more head nods. And actually, while he's doing this, I'm gonna pull out my map and kind of set it down and see if he can recognize the map. be able to recognize
Okay.
where he is.
Okay. This might be a stretch for him, but we'll see.
I'm gonna point at where we are, and I'll kind of gesture around us, and point again at the map.
All right. Let's see.
And then I'll kind of do because he pointed, you said southwest-ish.
Yeah.
So I'll draw a line kind of southwest and just big circle, kind of not draw, but just with my finger. Yeah, and then just kind of look at him with kind of like a questioning
Okay.
look on my face.
All right. So let's see. I guess he looks at the map and I feel like he's not super sure. He'll probably just start pointing around at a lot of the volcano-y looking things that are kind of on the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, he says I do not understand this drawing. But seek the crater. Seek the boiling cauldron of bubbling earth. There you will find my people.
I'll look over to Azaka and say, do we know of a place where there's a boiling cauldron of bubbling earth? Actually, you know what? Rather than say it, I'm gonna message. Just so I don't alarm him.
Okay. I mean, I guess right off the bat, Azaka says, well, there are the peaks of flame, many volcanoes dotting the wasteland down to the deep, deep south, the land of ash and smoke. I believe there is also an active volcano or two within the Kobold Mountains. I don't really have any way of narrowing it down much more than that.
He's saying there's a big crater.
Doesn't match anything that I've heard about.
Well, we know it's southwest-ish. So, in kind of looking the direction he's pointing, or that he pointed, what direction would it look like? So is it like a direct, southwest, or is it more west or more south?
Probably I'd call it a southwest.
So something like that ish.
Not seeing anything.
Oh, I did an arrow. Oh, you probably can't see measurement, can you? Or can you?
Yeah, I see things now. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
All right, so I'm going to, on the map, just kind of draw a little circle around this area, and I'll draw a little picture of him.
Okay.
And I will nod at him, and I will look to Scorn and say, well, I think he's from around this area. And I'll kind of show the map.
I'm trying to think of a way to ask him if he is separated from his people or in need of help. Maybe travel with us till we go that way. Do plan on going that way eventually.
Yeah, we could. We could always ask in town if there's anybody that knows.
Yeah.
Draw a bunch of stick figures and point at one and point to him, and then draw a big cross in between him and all. If you want to see if he gets separated.
Yeah. So I draw him and then a bunch of stick figures. And then I draw him, across, separated from the other people.
Just like a line separating him.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think his interpretation, he like looks up at Lucius and says, tell the big one that my people are not here with me. But but I know where they are and I can return to them.
I will look up to Scorn and I'll say, yes, he said he knows where to go, and his people are not with him right now, but he can get back there.
Okay.
I will kind of give him a nod as well.
All right.
The other thing I will do is I will also draw. We've got what? 1, 2, 3. We got 5 of us. No, sorry, we got 8 of us with Dragonbait, Artis, and Azaka, right? I think.
Be 9. Yep.
Sign
Alright.
including Blue Boy.
What about Blue Boy?
I'll draw 9 like little stick figures and 1 little stick bird, and do a circle, and then draw like just a Jesus fish, basically. No, hear me out on this.
Are you
And then
telling him the good news?
no, and then I'll draw a single stick figure, and I'll point at the stick figure and point at him, and then I'll point at the fish, and then point at us and kind of like, or point at the 9 and kind of gesture to us and mimic like kind of basically point at the food that he was eating. I'm basically asking him to join us.
Rub your tummy.
I will. I'm going to rub my tummy and make a motion like I'm eating. And I'll draw like draw a line to us, and then draw him over in with us.
I feel like you could have just like motioned for him to follow you back to where we were eating.
Yeah, he cocks his head and looks at the drawings and says, "I am confused."
I'll look over at Scorn and say, "Hey, Scorn, offer him another good berry."
Okay. I hand him another good berry. Or
And-
offer him.
Yeah, he holds out a hand like, "No, I am full."
I'll nod, and I'll say, "Well, is there anything else we want to try to get info out of him about?"
I love this guy.
Yeah, me too. I really hope we meet him again.
And I'll kind
Let's
of.
adopt him.
All of the NPCs.
I'll look at Squirt and I'll say, he has a very heroic voice. Like, not at all what you think it would be.
Yes, I expect him to sound, I don't know, like
High pitched.
a plant version of Gorlmod, maybe.
No, he's
I don't even know what that means, but
he's pretty smart, actually. It's just a language barrier.
I didn't mean to imply he was not smart. Did I do this?
No, I'm just it's more me musing about the fact that, like, I'm amazed that somebody so simple can completely, can talk in complete sentences and stuff.
Wow, that's really insulting.
I mean, it makes sense. It tracks with the character.
Yeah.
Well, maybe he's a great hero in his amongst people.
I'm surprised this tribe person can speak a language.
Well, no, I'm surprised that he's just, he's not talking in like broken sentences. He's actually, it's a full-on language.
God. Oh.
If Gorlmod were paying attention, he'd be extremely insulted.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Like, I think I know what you're trying to say. Like, are you basically
I mean,
just
go ahead.
that he's part of a species that's actually, at a certain point of development, and not just like a
Yeah.
creature?
Like, they're not just grunts and groans and just basic thoughts. He's putting out
Right.
like legitimate, full-on conversation thoughts.
Like, basically, because we're in the world of D&D, animal or like monsters or whatever that congregate together and whatever, but are not remotely civilized.
Right. I'm just amazed
Okay.
that he's speaking in a civilized manner for as as like tribalized as his.
I mean, I was
Looks.
trying to save you, but no,
I mean, I guess bear in mind that this is all through
yeah,
this and his highly book-learned self.
Right, and that's what I'm saying is like everything that Lucius has seen has been pretty much like barbarians and stuff are very
yeah, fair enough.
it's all book learned stuff.
I mean, I guess the last last several groups of people we came across were like actively hostile. So
Right.
we had, makes sense. All right, well, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say to the guy, but he's welcome to hang out with us, kind of thing.
All right.
Let's take him.
No,
No.
It's just-
Do not kidnap the pygmy.
Mm.
All right. I will just what like in observing him, what was his kind of greeting? Was it like the arms out kind of thing, or
Yeah, so like I guess you kind of came into this conversation a little late, but it does seem like there is a it seems like the gesture that he gave to Scorn at the end of their first little interaction, the like thumping of the chest and then like open wide arm gesture. Yeah, it seems like the closest thing to a greeting that any of you guys have really picked out.
all right? Well, I'll point to him and do that, and then point at like the group, basically saying you're always welcome to join us, or you're always welcome in the group.
Okay. Yeah, and he kind of watches you, gesturing and all that, and says, I cannot join your tribe. I must return to my people.
What?
All right, I will
Inform them of the things I have seen. Yeah, okay, you nod. And he like turns to a nearby bush and says, Animal! Return! And this little like clump of leaves and twigs seems to materialize up into this like four-legged creature that has a similar appearance to your new Vegapygmy friend, this kind of like gray like mossy exterior, and it like scuttles over as it finishes forming into like a little like lizard type creature with like 4 eyes, and it kind of like looks up at you, Lucius, and flicks out its 3 tongues and just, and the guy like hops up on it, and again just does the thump thump open arms to the both of you that have been interacting with it, and just takes off into the jungle.
You just see Lucius, as soon as this thing popped out, like, his jaw just dropped, and he's just silent, like, what?
Scorn puts his hand on Lucius's shoulder and he says, and we never even know his name.
Oh.
Well, hopefully when we get back to town, I can try to look into finding a spell to be able to actually talk. Because this not talking to people is kind of annoying.
I love not talking to people.
Mm.
And then I walk back and just walk away.
My comprehend languages didn't work on that one.
Right, yeah. It worked wonderfully. Okay, I have to ask, was the motivation there Nibbler from Futurama? I was getting Nibbler vibes.
No, actually, like that was basically the thing that is actually shown in the module, but
So maybe, just not.
Why
I
do you
mean,
like
yeah,
the
maybe.
Voice, like the voice in relation to 2 feet tall, like this is
no,
totally-
actually. No, that believe it or not, I've not watched Futurama all the way through. I've only seen like a few episodes here and there.
It reminded me of what that warrior race is in Doctor Who, the potato head ones.
Oh yeah.
That's what it reminded me of.
When you said potato head, the only thing I can think of is the potato things from Star Trek. So this is not like them at all.
They
don't have necks.
Yeah.
The adipose or the one guy that likes grenades?
The guy that likes grenades.
Yeah.
The warrior race.
Okay.
Aren't
They've been
the other
fighting
ones
a war
like
for
fat?
like millennia.
What's the fat called?
Adipose.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome.
The Sontaret?
the,
What?
That was the first Wikipedia
that
person
sounds.
that came up when I searched Potato Head Race from Dr.
Yeah, that's the one.
Is it really?
That
Sontarans.
sound. Yeah, Centaurians.
Ah, there you go.
It actually
It's the
worked. That's
Centaurians.
amazing. That's really funny. Wait.
That's who it reminded me of.
Oh yeah, right. There's a quote like halfway through that says, "Who is it? Ross Jenkins describes a Sontarian as resembling a talking baked potato." That's how I found this page. That's funny.
Nice. But yeah, so that happened.
All right, yeah, that was fun.
That was interesting.
I miss not Nibbler. Yeah, I guess we finished lunch then. I made some good berries. I don't know if anyone wants.
Fib
no.
snatches one.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'll eat one.
I'll grab some.
Wait, stop. Good God.
What?
They last for 24 hours. We can save them for later.
Fib eats one.
We just ate.
Goyomon raises his hand and then eats one like an apple.
Wait, how else would you eat one?
Popping the whole thing in your mouth.
Yeah, it's a
I
berry.
mean,
Oh, see,
Yeah.
so you're saying you're eating it like a Becca.
yeah, exactly.
Well, after he says that, I had already popped it in my mouth. I'll spit it out and put it in my pocket,
Oh!
and I'll just wait.
All right.
Alright.
Note
I
to
guess-
self: when Lucius finally eats his good berry, it will be covered in pocket lint.
That's fine. I
Yeah.
got prestidigitation. I can clean it off.
Okay.
It'll still be potent. As long as
Yeah.
you eat it within 24 hours.
Yep.
Indeed. All right. So, yeah. So that's your lunch break, and you continue on for the rest. Uninterrupted by anything else. No creepy aunt hags or anything else. And so, let's see. You are one day closer. If all goes well, by the end of today, you'll be back in Port Nyanzaru. So, here you are. And let's see how this last day shakes out for you guys. So, the nice weather that you guys have had for most of the trip back, meaning just a slight bit of rain, breaks, and it is a bright, sunny, dry day as
Ugh.
your trio of makeshift boats drifts out into the Bay of Chult and around the bend to the port of Port Nyanzaru. And so you guys end up coming into town around nightfall, and you can see from the water as you're kind of approaching the nearest dock that you guys can find, or closest thing to it. Let's see. Show me a Port Nyanzaru.
Oh.
Alright. So yeah, you kind of drift around and like past the outskirts, like little huts and hovels, into a little it's almost like a little miniature like cove just outside the walled portion of the city. And you kind of drift in and come up on shore in an area that you recognize as being pretty close to the, let's see, the area known as Executioner's Run, that hole that they made the criminal run through and
Oh.
stick the velociraptors on him.
Yeah, I lost money on that.
Yeah. So you come up near that, and like off to one side, there is this like big hole in the ground with like nasty, like thick hanging stench coming up out of it. Basically smelling of all sorts of refuse and other less desirable things.
Are there like humanoids in there?
In the big smelly hole outside the city.
Yeah.
All right, so you like head over, take a look, and let's see here. What do you find? So just kind of like peer over the edge of this big, like several 100-foot across pit, and you see like basically a big pile of garbage.
Aw.
Smell of just raw, nasty, festering trash smacks you in the face as you approach.
Wait, I thought this was where they did the. They sent the raptors after people.
So there are two different holes in the ground here. There's like the really big one off to one side, the refuse pit, which is what you're looking at. But then further inland, like past a few buildings, is you can see from shore the area that's known as Executioner's Run. But yeah, so there's a big garbage landfill thing here, and you see like all kinds of junk and like stuff down there. And you're pretty sure. Go ahead.
I feel indignant about their treatment of nature, their wastefulness.
You're pretty sure you can see like a couple of areas in the garbage pile, just like almost. It looks like it's draining, like the garbage is kind of being sucked down into the deeper parts of the pit.
I want to
Yeah.
throw someone into that pit.
Please don't throw me.
I mean, I won't, but like, don't you want to throw someone in the pit?
So like there's
swallowed up by garbage.
there's like a little whirlpool of
Isn't that-
trash going on in one part of the pit, and you're pretty sure you do see like at least a hand sticking up out of the
Is
out
it
of the garbage.
moving? Is it alive?
It does not seem to be moving.
Are there any rings on it? I'll take them.
I thorn whip a body.
I would say you could thorn whip a body. You don't see any rings on the hand, no.
Yeah, I don't think they'd throw anything valuable away. They'd probably loot the bodies
Oh
first.
yeah, that's true.
But yeah, so that's the area that you come back to town near. All right, let me bring back the big map of Port Nine Zaru and show you guys.
And you said
I like
it's
that-
night or almost night?
It's basically nightfall, we'll say. So the sun has gone down. It's still like there are slight vestiges of daylight showing over the horizon, but for the most part, darkness has descended upon the city.
All right. Well, as soon as while they're doing that, I'm just gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on myself, and I'll say, I'll meet up with you guys later, and I'm gonna run to the artifact place where I had taken the loan out,
Ah, yes.
and I want to turn in the gem-studded mask that I have. And see what they'll give me for that.
Okay.
And I'll let them know that it came from a turtle man, didn't it?
A lobster man.
Lobster man.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll just let them know it came from a lobster man, and you know, I'm not gonna embellish because I'm not very good at lying. So I'll be truthful.
because I got it from a lobster man out in the jungle is not. Sorry.
Well, no, it's just gonna, you know, I acquired it from a lobster-like man.
Okay.
And that's all I know about it.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, you return to let's see. It's actually one of the temples, I believe. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, it's the Temple of Joaquin.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so yeah, you head back in, and the like head priestess that you had spoken to earlier isn't like taking visitors at the moment, but there are always a few lesser members of the clergy around to kind of, usher you into a side room and bust out the magnifying glass and kind of scope out whatever fancy little trinkets you can bring in. So yeah, he like takes the mask and says, interesting. Looks like perhaps Batiri in origin. Strange to find the gems on this thing, though. Intriguing. Well, and he kind of takes stock, especially of the gems that are encrusted in the mask, and says, I think the church could see its way to reimbursing you another 75 gold.
Yes, sold.
How much are the gems worth on it? What do you think about that?
Nope. I need money. I don't care. I also will reach in and say, well, if you're looking at gems, and I have it notated that gems worth 10 gold a piece. I don't know exactly how many, because it's just listed as 1, but I feel like I had more.
So is that the one that you like that was given to Groilmod? Is it the little ruby, or did you give that back? Okay. Yeah, so then you probably just have like a little, I mean, if you have it marked as 1, we're going to say it's 1. It's like little tiny, like semi-precious gemstone. But yeah, so you want to see if you can just cash that in?
Yep, I'll cash that in too.
Okay, he'll give you like 5 gold for it.
I'll say, well, actually, question. Do you guys happen to have any incense?
That we do.
Because that could be... I could definitely trade this for some incense as well. And that will save me...
I think that could be arranged.
Alright. Let me see. I gotta remember what Find Familiar costs. It is 10 GP worth of charcoal, incense, and herbs. So I'll let him know that, I would like to use it to resummon my familiar. If you could allow me that, then I will give you, I'll let you have this gem.
Okay, I mean, like, I don't think you're gonna get the full amount, because
I'll give him a couple gold back. That's fine.
No, I mean, okay, if he offers you basically the equivalent, but it's still like 5 gold worth.
Alright, that's fine, that'll work then.
Okay.
I mean, if you want, you could probably just give him 5 gold and he'll,
Yeah, there's that too.
I'll slide him 5 gold back, and I'll say, can I get another 5 gold worth?
Of course. Joaquin's blessings upon you. May all your business ventures succeed and pay great dividends beyond your wildest imaginings.
Hopefully. And I'll say, actually, one more thing, and I'll pull out a dagger, that poison dagger that I got from the Grung.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, is this something that would be interested? That you guys would be interested in? I believe it's a Grung-made weapon. And I'll kind of rub my side, and I'll say, it's a little poisonous, and it's pretty sharp.
A little
poisonous. Yeah. He like reaches over and grabs a cloth before kind of using it to take the dagger from your hand, and again kind of take a moment to closely examine it, and he says, Grung, those are the the frog people I've heard so much about. Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Had a couple run-ins with them, and well, this was one of the results.
Well, good to see that you're still with us. I suppose I could see my way to giving you another 5 gold, or give you back your 5 gold.
That'll work. I'm cool with that. I really don't have a use for a dagger anyway.
If only there was someone in your party who's been whining up.
All right. Well, it was a
Zero fucks.
Yep. Well, it was a pleasure doing business, and hopefully I will be back soon with some more better artifacts. But
All right. Deep bow as you say your goodbyes and part ways.
yep, and then I'm just gonna turbo my way back to where the rest of the party was, and hopefully run into them.
Okay, so in the meantime, what's everybody else been doing?
So I think you said we entered in the northwest, right?
Yeah, so basically you guys are like, you're here.
Okay. So I would just point to this tree down here. Yeah, one of these trees down here.
Mhm.
And just say, I'm going to go sleep in one of those trees. Come get me in the morning. And then I just walk away.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy weapons.
Admit, are stores still open this late?
I don't care.
So yeah, you let's see, you head into town, and I guess make the most sense is like as you head into the gate, in this area of town by the old city, you look in and see, let's see. So just to your right a bit as you enter through the gates, there is a large, basically like a row of several like pavilion style tents that make up a large marketplace that I think you guys visited last time you were here. You can see that there are a lot of people kind of filtering out. Looks as though we're getting close to the end of business, but maybe I could sneak in and get some stuff done before everybody's out for the day.
I want to find an armorer to see if they can fix my armor.
What? Oh, that's right.
I
Yeah,
want to go with her and see if I can get better armor.
stinking Kevin's.
I just want to see if I can exchange my leather armor.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, I mean, everybody who wants to, do some shopping or whatever, you kind of filter in mostly against the crowd. There are like maybe a handful of vendors in the whole place that are still like they're not necessarily just standing by waiting for customers to show up, but like kind of packing it in for the day.
Viv
But
would
yeah.
definitely come in like 30 seconds before closing. So
I wholeheartedly agree. So yeah, you watch, you see as you approach probably just the first still there vendor that you see, as they're like locking up a few containers and like taking down some of their display pieces and all of that. You walk up and there's like, hello, can I help you?
is this to me or them?
I guess you, because you said you were kind of like heading straight in, so we'll say Fibs
Oh, yeah.
first.
I need a weapon. Do you have what kind of swords do you have?
She like pauses, kind of like looks down, quiet sigh, and heads back behind the little stall and like digs out a wooden crate and fumbles around on a keychain and key ring and like finds the right one, flips it open, and just kind of like gestures for you to come on back, take a look.
Nice.
Yeah, and so sitting in there, you see a number of daggers, short swords. She says that there are like heavier things in another box if you want to look at that.
She like looks down at like her arms and her body, and she's like, "No, I think I'm good with these ones."
I thought I had you pegged as one for light weapons.
Yes.
But yeah, and so daggers, short swords, no rapiers.
Why?
It's not really a Chilton thing.
Do you have anything rape?
She says, closest thing we have on hand would be, you... I don't mean to assume, but you don't seem like you're from around here. Are you familiar with a weapon called an Ikawa?
I don't know what that is, no.
And, well, is Groilmod here?
Yeah, I take mine out and poke her with it.
Ah! What the hell? I don't know what it is. You have to show me a picture.
It's
I
a
mean,
sword
it's-
spear.
Yeah, like think like
Sword?
half-length spear, like single-hander kind of thing. Yeah.
Is that finesse?
I don't think so, but I think I do have a note
It's
on
not.
it somewhere.
It's just
Hey.
thrown.
Let's see. Oh god, I can't get like anything.
Uh,
The only... What's my proficient? Fib stands there trying to remember what she's trained with. Longsword isn't finesse. Oh, I do have a short sword. Oh god.
Alright, do you want me to just read off this list of finesse weapons from D&D Beyond?
Well, I mean, I have it right here, but I'm only proficient in simple weapons and then like 3 other ones. And none of the simple weapons are finesse except a friggin' dagger.
Or a dart?
Oh god, or a dart. Okay, she picks up the short sword and inspects it. Oh, this one is cheaper, I guess. And 6. I don't really need a crossbow. Okay, she's actually what this does. Okay, so she wants. Does she have a hand cross? Oh, that's never mind. That's 75 gold. That's so much. Okay, so she picks up the short sword. How much for this one?
Let's see. So, yeah, she looks at it, makes sure that it's not like, one of the really fancy short swords or anything.
No gems on it or anything.
Yeah, because this is a place where you just buy like the fanciest of all the swords.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let's see. So, yeah, she says I could part with it for 15 gold.
Alright, well, how about... I was thinking more like maybe 9 gold. That's what it looks like it's worth to me.
Make a persuasion check.
Oh, shoot. That's okay.
All right. She says, could you do 12?
She pulls out her pouch and starts counting coins.
One at a time, probably paying in silver.
Copper.
Yeah, if she had it, she definitely would. Oh, I have so much more. I have a piece of jewelry worth 10 gold and a gem worth 10 gold. see, I'm like rich. Yeah, she pulls out the gold and just puts it on the counter and picks up the sword. Is there like a sheath and everything with it, or do I have to bargain for that too?
Well, we'll say it comes with a pretty like bare bones sheath with like a little like leather strap to affix it wherever you may need to.
Alright, she puts that on, and then she pulls out a gem, and she shows it to her and says, "Where can I go to sell this?"
Let's see. She says, well, you could try the money changers at the Temple of Joaquin.
Alright, thank you very much. And she turns to Goromod. Did you want anything here?
Does she just sell weapons here?
She did have a few display units of armor that you saw her tucking away. So if you were looking to get a new set of leathers or something, you might be able to make that happen here.
Remember, I am
Okay.
also with you.
Yep, I'm here too.
Oh! God, okay.
Oh, hi everybody.
I thought you guys were off looking at the armory.
Oh, well, she has armor.
Yeah, she sells
Yeah.
armor.
Well, how am I supposed to know? I didn't ask her. I didn't care about that.
Rude, but okay.
Well, it's the truth. Fib didn't say it. Laura thinks it's
All
rude.
right.
Laura thinks it's rude too.
Why would you ask about something that you're not interested in purchasing?
That's true.
I mean, she saw that there were some armor pieces. She just ignored them.
Okay. But yeah, so
Feelings? Like, why are we upset about
I think they're saying I should have asked on their behalf.
No, we're not saying you should ask. I'm just saying you shouldn't be surprised that we're standing there.
Oh.
Why would we expect you to ask?
I don't know.
Where that came from.
I thought that was the only. I don't know what else would have been rude. It's rude to be surprised by you. I'm rude to you every day, Becca.
You are.
Becca is terrifying.
You got scared of Eric the other day.
Yeah, Eric is
He
scary.
also came out of the bathroom.
I didn't know. I thought Eric was gone out of the house, and all of a sudden, there he was.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So you guys wanted some armor. So let's see. Gromod looking for. Did you just
Yes.
want another set of leather?
Yeah, just another set.
Okay. And you said you were thinking about like exchanging. Something
Yeah.
along those lines. Okay. So for the torn up suit of leather armor that you'd be turning in, it'd probably give you like 3 gold worth of credit. So you'd have to pay 7.
Okay. Then I'll just like pull out that gem and like hop and like put it on the table. That enough?
She takes the gem, looks at it, and says, "That'll be just fine, thank you."
I feel like you just got ripped off.
Groyomod wouldn't know. He's never been in a human village.
Hi. I have this armor. Would you be able to repair it? It took some damage against a Garbo while we were in the jungle.
Garbo.
A garbage monster.
A garbage. Okay.
Kevin.
Yeah, a Kevin. She looks at it and says, "This is strange wear. I suppose I could probably do something with this. What's the time frame?"
How long will it take, do you think?
I mean, if you give me probably a day for the work and then let it kind of set overnight, so come back not tomorrow morning, but the next.
Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, this was a present from my parents, so I don't want to Yeah, that's good.
Of course, I understand. And she like takes down your information and tags the thing up as one does.
Yeah.
She says, "Okay. Well, first of all, remind me what kind of armor you have here.
Heavy.
And what kind?"
Probably chainmail.
Chainmail.
Okay. Yeah. So she looks at the kind of like deteriorated links and all that and says, "Okay, well, it'll be a task, but all right. Let's see. So, given the damage, say the repairs will probably cost you somewhere around. Let's see. About 12 gold.
Okay. Do you want that now or then?
How about half now, half later?
Okay. And I give her 6 gold.
Okay. Cool. And she takes the chainmail, tags it up, and clearly has her work cut out for her tomorrow. All right. And then Thorv was here as well. Did Thorv want something?
Yeah, I want to go and look at more of the plate armor and stuff and ask her about that.
Plate armor. Okay. She her eyes light up as soon as you ask about the plate armor. Big spender. All right.
I figure she's probably happy that even though it's a slate, she's getting like at least 30 gold.
Yeah,
Like,
this is pretty good. Okay. So yeah, she like now with a little bit more spring in her step, kind of walks over and unlocks another one of the crates and kind of just gestures and beckons you over to see the plate armor that she has for sale here.
I will peek at it too.
Yeah, it's plate armor. Like, it's decent. Nothing outstanding about it, other than the fact that it is plate armor and functionally looks like it would be pretty amazing to wear into combat. She says, this is very hard to come by here in Schult. Most craftsmen around here don't really work in the more advanced northern styles of armor, plate and splint and the like. But I've got you covered. For a mere 2,200 gold, this could be yours.
Looks very fine. I'll have to come back in a couple days. And
Of course. That's not just walking around money. I understand.
Yeah, I'll have
You're
to
not gonna
work
have
on getting that money.
20.
You're gonna have to kill a lot of people.
Rob the Bank of Schult.
She's
haven't
just like
covered all
listening
this
to all the
money.
side conversations going on. Like, okay.
That was not in character. It was not my voice.
I feel like Fib probably would have said you have to kill a lot of people. don't know.
Alright.
I don't know. I mean, if not, that's fine. But-
She could have said it. Just mutter it under her breath.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah. So okay.
Well, I'll return at some point once I collect the money.
Excellent. Look forward to seeing you again. And you, looks at Sirenny. Says, all right. Well, if that is all the business that you'd like to conduct, I suppose I can finish locking up. And, I'll see you in a couple days.
See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fib, should we go see the money changers for our gems?
Yes, we better go quickly. They're probably closing up.
Right, so to the money changer. Alright. So you kind of work your way back around the kind of the first hill that you see on the way into Port Nyanzaru. finding your way up to the Temple of Joaquin, the large golden domed temple that sits atop the hill, and yeah, let yourself in. It's pretty quiet, pretty chill, and I guess for simplicity's sake, maybe we say coming down from the hill as you guys are back up, we have the two of you run into Lucius.
Hi, Lucia.
Hey, you guys heading here? I just cashed in a lot of my artifacts and stuff that I found.
What have you found?
Oh, that mask. I cashed that in for some money, and now I can get Stratos back. Oh, by the way, Fib, you were saying you needed a weapon. Here, and I'll reach in my pouch and pull out a dagger and offer it to her.
Ooh. What does it look like?
It's just a plain dagger.
Oh.
Did you still
I'm
need
pretty sure somebody in the group also has an obsidian dagger. Just
Yeah,
throwing that
that's
out
me.
there. Okay. Okay.
No, I won't be needing that. You know?
Okay. I'll put it back. I'll say, well,
We were going to just change our gems over to gold.
yeah, they kind of cut you down a little bit on gems.
Yes, the weapons master overcharged me for this short sword. There's nothing special about it.
Well, I got a fancy bit of change, and I can get Stratos back overnight, so
Stratos is very useful.
yes. I might pick up a little bit of extra incense just so I have it in case something happens to Stratos again. But
Oh, at some point, I'll probably stop and take off my armor because it's just really heavy in the city, and just
I
be
thought you
wearing my
just gave it to
vestments.
her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
you-
I
you
did.
Just, yeah.
So I'm just wearing my vestments.
Yep.
What the
One
crap is your
moment.
vestment?
Her priestly garb.
Yeah, because that's what I was wearing underneath it because I gave
Zaka.
Yeah.
my common clothes because she kind of tore hers.
Yeah.
Zaki.
That's her fault. Azaki. Alright, well, Fib goes up to the money changer.
Okay. Yeah. So again, kind of quiet, kind of, almost empty in the temple. But you kind of look around like, where do I go? And then you see. So, have you ever been to a casino and seen like the money changer desk there with like the cage kind of set up with?
No,
Yeah.
no,
So
but I
it's-
have Google.
Okay, so it's like a classier version of the convenience store with the glass between you and the clerk. But yeah, so you see a single Chilton male standing back in this like enclosure with like very very meticulously polished like reflective silver bars making up the kind of cage component here. You walk up and says, Joaquin's blessings. Can I help you with some business today?
Yes. She pulls out a gem, and I have it here in my 10 GP, which means I'll probably get like 2 for it. And she puts it on the counter, and this gem.
Is she cutting out for anybody else?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I'll try it again. Sound better?
Mostly.
Well, I'll try turning my headphones off. Okay, now that I am speaking a lot, is this better?
I
Yes.
think it is.
So she pulls out a gem. I have it. I don't know where this gem came from. I have it in my note. Gem worth 10 gold pieces. So she puts it on the counter and she says, This gem I know is worth at least 25 gold pieces. What will you give it for? What will you give me for it?
All right. Let's see. So he takes a look at it and says, well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm afraid you may have been deceived a bit with regards to this gem's value. It seems, while not drastically, slightly lower quality than you might have been led to believe. I think I could give you 10.
Well, that's lower than I expected, but I guess it's better than nothing. Alright, I'll take your 10 gold pieces.
Oh, I have one too.
I'll take mine out as well.
Okay. Cool. So, you guys kind of lucked out. You got the night shift guy, who doesn't seem to be doing so well evaluating things. And so, whatever values you have these things listed at, go ahead and add the full amount of gold to your inventories if you choose to cash them in.
Yay!
So he thought mine was worth less than 10?
He thought yours was worth more than 10, and
Or
so he
more,
offered
yeah.
you 10. And it kind of all worked out.
She was hoping to get a little. She thought going drastically higher would maybe give her more. Maybe like
mean-
15.
I now can afford to pay for my armor.
Hey, there you go.
It's good that they didn't want all of it up front. That was kind of a rude thing to do. Do you want all of it up front? Yes, I don't have it.
I was going to just trade the gem then, like Grillamon did.
Oh, okay.
Gosh.
Back off.
Ah.
Okay. So, any other business before probably crashing at the Thunder Lizard?
What place did she not play at?
So that was like kind of a shitty hole in the wall bar, like some
Okay.
no-name garbage ass place, really. But yeah, so no, she will not be scorned upon walking back into the Thundering Lizard.
Oh, I have a Warhammer 2 that I want to sell him.
Oh, okay. We'll say that could have happened. Back when you were at the shop. You're looking to sell. Is it it's a normal Warhammer?
Yeah, that's the one we pulled out of the toilet at the...
Oh yes,
Oh.
I'm not going to inform him where it was.
the crap hammer.
I
Let's see. Okay.
want it to be called that.
Let's see. All right. So yeah, she would have probably offered like 6 gold.
I guess so.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead and subtract 1 crap hammer from your inventory. Add 6 gold.
Done.
Good stuff. All right. Anything else before finding a place to crash? Seems like a no.
Yep. Nope.
All right. So you depart from the Temple of Joaquin and descend down, following a familiar road to a familiar place with a now contextually very different skull affixed to the front of the building. a vague familiarity, knowing what that thing looks like with flesh and scales on it. And you actually see set up off to one side of this gaping skeletal dinosaur mouth. There's like a makeshift table, and seated behind it with a stack of what look like books off to one side, and like a small crowd of maybe like 6 or 7 people kind of assembled around it. There's an individual who is, it looks to be like signing a book right now. And let's see. So like as you approach, you hear him saying, like, yes, I traveled far and wide, and finding all of yeah, you know. Traveled far and wide, finding all of these amazing creatures, and writing about them in my book. And you will hear about all of my adventures, and well, I won't spoil it, but you're in for a great read. And the kind of nondescript Chilton woman just like smiles, nods, and says thank you before kind of almost like shyly, grabbing the now signed book and like holding it close and heading off into the night in Port Nyanzaru.
Wait, this was just a guy at a table?
Guy at a table signing apparently copies of his book.
Fib very loudly just says, "Who the hell is this guy?"
Does he have copies sitting there?
Why, yes, he does.
What does the cover say, and what is the name on the cover?
All right. So, you look at the pile of books neatly stacked up on the table with, a decent chunk taken out of what looks to be the initial pile. You look at one of them and it says, Volo's Guide to Monsters
How much
by
are these?
Volothamp Gedarm.
This is too meta for me.
And what would you say, Taylor?
How much are they?
Let's see.
1 million.
They are not
Copper.
marked. But I think the bearded, mustachioed man wearing like a large, oversized beret kind of sees you eyeing the pile and says, "Come here, friend. It's fine. It's fine. I've seen many biting monsters in my travels, but I am not one of them. Come. Might I interest you in, if I may be so humble, I'll say it, the premier adventurer's guide of, probably this century. Available for $31.42 on Amazon. Wait, what? Says, this pristine signed copy, durable hardcover edition, mind you, could be yours for mere 50 gold.
Fuck it, I'll do it.
You can just get them on Amazon for like $20 less.
Nope, already done.
You have 50 gold to spend on a book.
Yep. You
Good
underestimate
God.
how much I like books.
Why do you have I underestimate how much gold you have.
Yeah.
I have
sure.
12 gold.
Let's all stop underestimating each other.
I underestimate daily on purpose so that I can be pleasantly surprised.
Let's all overestimate each other.
You know
I
what?
overestimate. I think everyone in this party is really hot.
Just to Fib's
Ouch.
chagrin, I'm gonna pull out 1 platinum and give him 40
Oh.
gold and 1 platinum.
Fuck. Oh my goodness. I have 14 gold, 5 copper. Wait, what the hell is between silver and gold?
Electrum.
Electrum.
Oh god, no one cares about Electrum.
Nobody cares about Electrum.
Worst. I don't understand why.
It is the only means of currency I use.
You're a bad person. They're like $2 bills, I just say no.
You just throw them away.
I got scolded at Little Caesars for taking $2 bills.
Why?
What?
I was like, it's currency. You have
Yeah,
to
you
give
can't
us.
just refuse currency.
It is legal
No.
tender.
I was like, I know it's annoying, but in times, no, fuck this $2 bill. Sorry, Tom.
Did you offer to take it for him?
Adam would sometimes exchange it for like his, he'd put $2 in because he didn't want to hear Tom bitch about it.
How often do you
Why
get
does-
$2
why does it matter?
Well, it was also like gold dollars and stuff. He got pissed at any of it. He thought he was losing on it.
Hey, what?
Why?
I don't know, because he's an idiot.
I'm like, oh, I accepted money. Better throw it out.
He claimed that the bank would like try to reject it, and I'm like, I don't believe that.
No. I can't.
Especially with how much money, like how much business he brought the bank.
And if it does, then just take it and spend it on your own. Like,
Yeah, just steal from the register like he always did.
Oh,
Sorry, he wasn't stealing from the register. He took it to his house so he could clean it, and then he brought it back.
yes, of course.
okay, gotcha.
Anyway. Yeah. So we're at a table outside the Thundering Lizard. Talking to Volo.
Yeah, I bought his book.
And yeah, he takes it and says, well, before I give it to you, how would you like me to make out the signature page?
To Lucius.
All right, and he, big like boxy small cap letters, to the brave adventurer Lucius, safe travels, and just big obnoxious like 2/3 of the page signature.
That's fine. And then as soon as I get it, I'm just going to go find a table, sit there, and start reading.
I follow you over to the table and I lean close. You shouldn't have had him put your name on it. Now it's going to be more difficult to make a profit on it, if you know what I mean.
Huh.
You can sell these things for more. Sure.
Oh well. If it's anything like what he, even half of what he had exclaimed, it will be worth it in this jungle. And I just continuously reading.
Okay.
I'm reading over his shoulder.
Oh my god.
I'm curious, so then I start reading over his other shoulder.
Okay, so we got one guy seated at a table, and everybody else just huddled around him, reading over.
And we're doing this in view of the dude so that he can like, oh look, one person bought the book and now 3 people are getting use out of it.
Well,
I mean, he made 50 gold off of a single book. I think he'll live.
I read fast too, and I'm not waiting for them. I'm just.
Wait, what kind of check? Can I make a, let's see, a wisdom check? Fine, intelligence. No, a perception check
A perception check.
to see if I can keep up with him.
I want to do the same.
I have the researcher background. but-
I don't care what you have to tell me what check. I don't know.
Okay. I would say these will
I
lead
got
to
a
different
19.
results. They'll lead to different results, but you can make either a perception or intelligence check.
I'll go with perception.
Heh, I know it's more than you.
Okay. So let's see. So as he is skimming through this this kind of like for lack of a better term, it's a guide to a vast amount of creatures that one might run into out in the wilds. And as Lucius is like feverishly flipping through, you see, let's see, on one page there is like a purple squid-faced monster wearing mage robes. The next one, there's like a hunchbacked, wart-faced, almost giant-like, maybe even a hag.
I will
And-
mark that for later.
Okay. And it just keeps like going and going and going. There's like a dog with the face of a man. I don't know, let me just flip to the next thing. There is like an undead thing with its face and mouth hole all stretched out into this creepy, eyeless, toothless smile thing. It just keeps going on and on and on. Probably like over 100 creatures.
Ooh.
All told, included in the pages of Volo's guide. But yeah, so all kinds of fun stuff in there, and we'll talk about some in-game benefits to this, maybe off
Off
camera?
air.
Yeah.
Off air, yeah.
Wendy doesn't care about this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you know, if you're a fan of Tomb, I think you already know this
Ooh.
what this book will do.
Wendy, I have faith in you.
But yeah, so from Fib's perspective, she sees like all the pictures and stuff. Sirenny, you read a fair amount of stuff. I mean, you don't like get all the details that Lucius has, and so you probably have to spend a little bit more time with the book to fully digest all of the information, because it's quite a bit of info.
I got better than Sirenny.
You saw the pictures real good.
We did the same check. That's not fair.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought she was doing an intelligence check. That's true. That's true. I just looked at the number. I failed my perception check.
But what about now?
I want a
Well,
new
it's too late.
DM.
Yeah, that's fair. I quit.
Give John your D&D Beyond password.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
But yeah, so actually no. You both just see pictures
Ah.
pretty decently well.
Well, I know what all the monsters look.
Yeah.
I
So-
asked if I can read this when he's done.
Yeah, I will
Cool.
definitely let you. Actually, what I'll do, and I'm gonna, because Sirenny asked, I will just kind of set it down on the table, and I'll kind of lay out my designs. Basically, I'm going to get slips of paper and like bookmark each monster and write a little tag of what it is, so that like in the field we could quickly flip to it
Okay.
if need be. But
Pokedexing it up. I like it.
yes. And I'll say, yeah, let me do my modifications to the book and make it easier to find stuff, and then I'll let you read it.
Okay. Thank
You're
you.
gonna show the author up. Like, this is how your book should be. Just so you
no,
know.
it's
It's
just,
basically just like putting a bunch of sticky tabs in it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Looks like your player's handbook.
Yeah. Probably more
Keep that
organized.
Well, and I mean, I'm very bookwormish,
Oh,
so
That reminds me, I have to buy more sticky.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, you head in and read through the book, and I mean it's like not the best atmosphere for that, given that there's like a live band and they're playing all this crazy like percussive music, and it's like it's the Thundering Lizard. It's called that for a reason besides just the big T-Rex mouth in front,
What's the
Um,
reason?
because it's thundering.
Oh.
I will
Oh.
say Lucius is like, used to like just crazy shit going on, while just
Yeah.
kind of tuning it out. So
Yeah.
I mean, thunder goddess.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so that's going on. There's like this little book club thing going on in one corner of the crazy like hoppin' bar with people like dancing up on the tables and Yeah, just craziness going on. You see, like, you know, there are all kinds of people kind of just dancing around the entire bar and like through the tables, and you know, you see like a few familiar faces. Like I think at one point you see Wakanga just kind of like he's probably up on the balcony. He's got like his own little VIP section. You know, you see the smoke coming up as he and his buddy are just kind of hanging out watching the show.
I will dance when after Lucius says he'll let me borrow it.
Okay. All right. And yeah, so like you go and kind of like join the dance floor, and it's like people from all walks of life in Jolt are kind of here together dancing. At one point, you do see Wakanga kind of come down and dance amongst the people, and yeah, you know, it's like him, and next thing you know, there's like another like darker skinned Cholton woman, like massive big frizzy afro kind of thing, with like, you know, a couple like, I don't know, friends of hers that are all kind of like dancing, and like, if we're being honest, it's kind of like uncomfortable for Church Girl probably a little bit, because they're getting pretty intense with the moves, so they're not leaving room for Thunder Goddess or anything. It's just like, you know, no leaving room for Jesus here.
I don't think I care.
Okay,
You
Oh,
don't get to make that call about my character.
that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like my goddess is like that.
who do you worship?
Oh.
Here come the names.
Oh God, is it a lot?
Adri Fenya, Queen of the Avriel. I don't have all the names listed. Let me look up all the names.
But yeah, I'm sorry about assuming about your character. I just figured from the past conversation that was kind of like, yeah, I'm not really talking about, you know, kinky, sexy stuff with Fib or whatever. Like, I thought
No.
maybe it was more of a repression kind of thing, not like, you know. But my mistake.
Why won't you talk about kinky stuff with me if it's not about your?
Is Fib asking me this?
Nah.
Okay. So, Airdrie Fenya, Bringer of Rain and Storms, Lady of Air and Wind, Queen of the Avriel, She of the Azure Plumage, the Winged Mother.
That sounds like a dragon.
Well, she's not.
Lame. Her name's not Danny?
Her name is not Danny.
Alright.
Yeah. So anyway, crazy dance party breaks out, and there's book club going on, and I mean we kind of just like fade out on the crazy festivities of the night. Maybe we can pick up on whatever might go down the following day. Kind of stuck in town for the next 24 hours or so, at least.
Our characters seem like they should be cool, but they're at like a club essentially, and they're reading. So
I started dancing afterwards.
okay, so Cyrene is the only cool character.
Yeah, I mean, like, she's the
Alright.
outgoing one, right? So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, Lucius is definitely the bookwormy, doesn't like to party, doesn't like to do much.
Nerd.
Yes.
I'm probably just sitting over by him, drinking beer and reading the book.
Now,
Also
see, if
reading
I
over
see,
his shoulder.
I was gonna say, if I see Thorv trying to read over my shoulder, I'm going slow. I will slow down a
What
bit.
the hell?
No, I'm just reading his summary pages that he's putting in.
Oh.
Why him and not me?
Well, actually, you know what? If Thorv is sitting near me, I'm explaining, kind of like showing him the picture and explaining what it is. Kind of giving him a summary.
Kill
Fib
this thing.
gives-
Don't kill this thing.
Yeah. and
Fib
I'm
gives you a
assuming-
dirty look.
That's fine. Fib can give me all the dirty looks.
What do you have against Fib? We're
Well, Fib would have, been a little more questioning about it rather than.
Fib's done nothing to you.
Fib has done nothing for me either.
She has fought for you in all the battles.
You could always approach Lucius and ask.
I did. I went over his shoulder.
What?
Oh no! Oh, never mind. I thought I messed my nail polish up. She was.
I knew
She-
that oh no sound.
She went over his shoulder to read it.
I know, but Thorv is a little more obvious about it, and
That's fine. It's fine.
okay,
Whatever. Whatever you want to
okay.
It's not fine.
do.
Well, I know.
It's never fine.
It's not. I'm not okay.
Yeah. So anyway, nerds in the club. The end.
At some point during around that night, I would like to have summoned Stratos again.
Yeah. We'll handle all of the kind of detaily stuff and what have you, and pick up the following morning, next session.
Whoa!
How much XP do we get for killing all those ants?
Yeah.
Scaring away the hag.
We did scare the heck away.
We were very scary.
So scary. Much scarier than creepy, point-eyed ant lady.
Well, obviously, if we scared her away.
Do you guys need anything worth 647?
Huh?
Cut
You
out
just
again.
cut way the hell out.
Do you need anything for $6.47?
Sure.
No, I'm good, thanks.
I am good.
I don't need anything for $6.47 on Amazon.
Okay.
Why?
Well, I need to get free shipping.